Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio. This is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Hey folks, hey, it's Tom Sheldon, your host, back for another amazing episode of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. We are recording live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County on another beautiful spring day in Georgia. And I am blessed yet again. I know you're shocked. I am blessed yet again with another amazing guest. And I must say, full disclosure, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for years. He's a friend of the show, Mr. Nicholas Greene with Greene Insurance Group. Nick, how in the world are you, sir?
Doing good, man. It is so good to see you again.
It's been a little while, brother.
It has been a little while.
Life made us go in different directions.
It has. But
thanks for texting me on my birthday. I appreciate that.
Did I text you?
You did.
Okay, good.
Okay. I texted you too, didn't I?
Yeah, I believe you did.
Okay, good. All right. We're still buddies. Nick, we know a lot of war stories about each other, and we know horrible secrets. That's probably why we're still nice to each other.
It could be.
Yeah, I'm betting on it. So, man, you have a bit, sort of kind of a new endeavor. You are an insurance agent man. Hey, new marketing ploy.
Secret insurance agent
Nicholas
man.
Agent. What do you think? I so can't sing. Now,
I can't either, so I'm not even going to attempt it.
You've been in insurance for a long time.
12 years.
But now you sort of kind of have a new endeavor.
It is a new endeavor.
Awesome. So, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
So basically,
Yep.
what we've done is after being in the captive insurance world for the last 12 years or so, as you probably know, but we started out with Nationwide Insurance back in 2011 is when I started that agency. And then in February of 2015, we made a move to Farmers Insurance. That's right.
Sure.
So
I still want that gig. You and I did a podcast 3 or 4 years ago.
We did.
And I still wanted that gig then. I never got it.
I was never high enough on the totem pole
that what it was?
for them to even listen to me on those types of suggestions.
Okay.
But
yeah, excuses.
So
it's okay. Still love you, man.
Well, I tried though.
Yeah,
they just didn't listen.
I know you did. I have no doubt. I'm not accusing.
So I stayed on with Farmers for around 8 years, and it came a time where there was a time in our life where we've made some moves personally.
Yeah.
And so it seemed like the right time to kind of go out on a venture that I had always kind of had in the back of my head, to where we got into the independent world of insurance. Like I said, there's a captive world, which is what I was with Nationwide and Farmers. So
your big global names.
Your big, national media types of marketing campaign,
right.
insurance companies that you're going to work with. And as a captive agent, you are only allowed to sell in that one company for that one arena.
Right.
And so it got to a point where I was ready to take a different route to be able to have different options for customers. It got to be a little frustrating when customers would call and there wasn't much that we could do.
Gotcha.
And helps with somebody was like, hey, I need some help on this rate. This has gotten a little out of hand, or I feel like I'm getting better coverage over here. What can you do? And it got to a point where there wasn't much that we could do, because we had to make our customers fit in that one little box.
Gotcha. So now, what is the new entity's name? I think I gave it away, but go ahead.
I think you did. I think you did when we first did this. But
I do that,
that's okay. But we have now decided to start the Greene Insurance Group.
Awesome.
That is located now in Watkinsville, Georgia.
Watkinsville, and that's 20 minutes from here.
20 minutes from here.
Man, that ain't far at all.
No, not
and
at
it's
all.
a pretty drive, they tell me.
It was a nice little drive.
It is a nice drive. Awesome. So serving Northeast Georgia?
Serving Northeast Georgia and really all of the state of Georgia.
That's what we're all about, Northeast Georgia. I hear you. Greene Insurance Group, and you are the Greene.
I am the Greene.
It doesn't get much more personal than that.
No.
We all like personal service.
Absolutely.
So let's do a hypothetical. If I have you taking care of one of my trucks, insurance on my trucks, and something bad happens to it, a tire during the Indy 500 bounces off of a car and hits the hood and crushes it. Big race fan, what can I say?
I was watching the Indy 500 as well. I saw that happen.
And you cringed as an insurance person. When
Oh,
you
I
saw
did.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was happy it cleared the crowd. You know, it'd be a whole different insurance problem. But all right, so say that happens to me, right? I get to deal with you.
You do.
On a claim.
So
there's a reason I brought that up.
There's a yes and a no answer to that one. So absolutely, what you'd want to do is the very first thing you'd want to do is get in touch with your insurance agent,
which would be you,
which would be me.
A personal touch.
Personal touch. And so what we're going to do is we are going to work on starting filing that claim within the claims department for you.
Gotcha.
Now, we don't handle claims directly within agencies.
Okay.
Most insurance agencies don't. They're not going to handle your claim directly.
Gotcha.
So your insurance agent's not going to be the one to cut you a check to pay for that claim.
Right.
But what we do is if something is going kind of sideways, let's say with the claim, adjusters are not getting back to you, you're not getting timely answers, that's where you have us. We have the ability to step in and fight for you on your behalf as a customer.
That's nice to know.
To get those answers to you, to make sure that this is getting handled properly, to make sure that the claims adjuster understands what's going on from the customer perspective.
Gotcha.
That's where we step in, and that's why you have a local agent.
Your representation.
Yes.
Well, so, Nick, a website or a call center, possibly not on this continent, it's very hard to get representation out of that.
Well, it's very hard to get representation, and it's hard to connect with the same person that
more than once.
So what you're going to have to do is you'll probably have to relay every single bit of information that you've already gone over that they should have relayed, but maybe they didn't.
Right.
With a local agent, a lot of times all you have to do is relay that one time.
Gotcha. And you're part of the story.
Yes. Yep.
I'm with you. What kind of insurance are you writing now at Greene Insurance Group?
So we're full service. So we're going to.
What does that mean, though? Shut up, Tom. Shut up, Tom. Wow.
No.
I'm married. You know my wife well, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, and you know mine. So
yes, we're both used to it.
Yes, we are.
God bless them both.
I'm just kidding.
We're not kidding.
So with a full service, what you can do is some of the best ways to save on insurance is to be able to bundle. And bundling, let's say, an auto and a home. So that's what we do. We specialize in your personal auto, personal home. We also have the ability, if you have toys like boat, motorhomes, RVs, travel trailers, golf carts, ATVs, anything like that. The more types of policies that you can bundle together, usually the larger your savings are going to be.
More discounts.
Gotcha. So we offer the full array of personal line products that you can think of, from, again, auto, home, umbrella, your power sports, your toys, rental or landlord policies for, I know that you used to have a rental property and you had insurance on that, which was
just the structure.
Right. Just the structure. You're always going to want to make sure that your renters have that renter's insurance to cover their belongings, because your landlord policy is not going to do that.
Exactly.
The other thing that we do is business insurance, commercial lines insurance.
Commercial.
Yeah. So commercial property, your general liability, your workman's comp.
You handle all that now.
We handle all that.
Nice.
We handle all that. I will say probably one of the things that we haven't really gotten into yet that we may are looking to into the future is offering health insurance type products and everything. So I've never actually really done that in the past.
Gotcha.
Just because it wasn't really one of those things that we needed to focus on.
Sure.
But to be the full service insurance agency that people expect
to round it out,
we're looking into some companies that we can partner with to start offering those types of things.
Hey, it's worth a shot.
Hey, absolutely.
I hear you. You mentioned umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Is that important?
Absolutely.
I know it's a silly question. Of course, it's important. It's insurance, but a lot of people don't have umbrella policies.
You're right. A lot of people do not have an umbrella policy.
What does that do? What's significant
So
about that?
think about it as just like the name of it, an umbrella. It provides an extra layer of protection on top of what your liability limits would be with, let's say, auto. So your standard auto line, your standard auto policy is probably going to run. You're going to have limits of 100,000, 300,000 for your liability limits. Property damage is probably going to be set at 100,000. So if something were to happen and you can turn on the news every morning and you can see the 6, 7, 8, 9 car pileup that's happened close to Spaghetti Junction.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Or right here in Jefferson, trying to get onto 85. Sorry.
Or trying to get out of Watkinsville and get on 316.
Watkinsville
it can
people are
happen.
wild down
They
there.
are,
I hear.
but they are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet they are.
So if you're thinking about that, and let's say that you're found at fault for starting this 9-car pileup, how far do you think those 100,000, 300,000, 100,000 limits are going to go?
Wow.
In a 9-car pileup.
Well, let's see. If every car is only worth $10,000, $11,000, you'll be fine.
Right. How many $11,000 cars are we looking at right now?
Only the ones I own.
So
if it's 2 years or newer, probably not.
Okay. Now, let's also look at what's going to happen if, let's say, there are injuries within those cars.
Right.
Now, how far do you think your limits can go up to 300,000?
Times 9.
Times 9.
Or divided by 9, right?
Well, yeah, you're right. Divide that by 9.
Nine drivers and maybe passengers. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So what that umbrella is going to do is it's going to provide an extra layer of, usually they start at $1 million.
Why not?
So that's going to offer you $1 million worth of extra protection on top of those limits that you've already got.
Gotcha.
So basically, you'd essentially be looking at $1.3 million in coverage in the event that something like that happens. Umbrellas are relatively inexpensive for the type of coverage that they
Gotcha.
that they offer. Most are now there's different factors if you have teen drivers.
Oh, of course.
And obviously, if you have a teen driver, I would highly recommend looking into an umbrella.
Right.
Because I was a teenage driver at one point in time. You were.
I was.
Hopefully, people are not as dumb as I was as a teenage driver, but
I'm not even going to comment on that. I was always a great driver, Nick. You know that.
I've ridden with you a couple of times, so I do know how great of a driver you are.
Yeah, you actually have ridden with me a couple times.
So, but
we survived.
We did. Yeah. We did. We're both still here talking about
surprised.
it. So, but again, that umbrella provides that extra layer of protection.
Gotcha.
I've always said, would you like to be sued for that $1 million and have to figure out a way to come up with that? Where you're selling off assets?
I was about to ask you. Okay, let's say you have that 100 and 300 deal, and 9-car pileup, which getting onto an interstate can happen. So, okay, by the time you get done with car 4, you've exceeded those amounts. What do you just tell everyone? Too bad, hate it, sorry. I mean, what happens?
That's probably what your insurance company is going to do. Now, the rest of the people are going to look at getting lawyers, and
those people,
and then you're going to start getting letters that you probably don't want to receive. To you,
not the insurance company.
They're going to hold you personally responsible for their injuries and the damage to their vehicles.
So you're basically uninsured at that point. Wow.
So
that could light up really quick.
It absolutely could.
Wow.
So
a lot of people don't realize that.
You're right, but that's where that umbrella comes in.
Right.
Now you've got that extra layer of protection on there. Where would you have? Are you going to be the one that you want to come up with an additional $500,000, $600,000 to cover the injuries and damages that you caused in an auto accident?
Right.
Or would you like to say, let one of the insurance companies that you've been paying the premium to cut that check for you?
Now, when you set an umbrella policy for someone, I imagine it's not cookie cutter. You base it on assets. You base it on potential assets. Potential what? Anything?
I wouldn't say that they're cookie cutter because
I doubt they are.
There's going to be different things that we're going to want to look at and different things that you may need to have covered. There may be again with rental dwellings. That's something that can be covered under your umbrella. If you've got those teen drivers, you're going to want to have to disclose those because the last thing you want to happen, and we've seen it happen before, where we had a customer, they were in a pretty serious accident. The other person was at fault, and they were not disclosed as a driver on that policy.
Oh,
their claim got denied.
I could see that happening.
So, but there's I kind of went off on a tangent there with something else. No. And so we'll get back to the umbrella, but there's
it's all important stuff.
There's definitely it's going to be one of those things where we need to sit down and have a conversation.
I get you.
And really that's what you want to do with all insurance when you're taking a look at things. You want to be able to sit down and have a conversation with somebody that understands what they're looking at to see if there are gaps,
Okay.
Not all agents are made the same.
Definitely not.
And
Believe me, I know that.
If you had just called up to maybe one of the 1-800 numbers, they're basically order takers. They are not. They're just looking to sell that policy and move on to the next. What you want is somebody that's going to sit down, take a look at that overall picture with you to make sure that you've got all of those assets covered.
How often do you do that? Should you do that?
I would say you'd probably want to do that at least 2 to 3 years.
Every couple of years.
Every couple of years.
I got you. Because what life changes, your needs, you need this now, you don't need this now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Life happens.
Life does happen, and there are many different changes. You have a child, or child graduates and goes to college, or graduates college. Now they're all on their own.
Off the payroll.
They're all you get that pay raise because you're not
right
now. They're out supporting themselves.
Gotcha.
So just really any life event, you sell a home, you buy a home, you're putting additions onto a home, you're upgrading something. You want to make sure that you have that conversation with your insurance professional. That way, if something were to change, and let's say you just redid like a kitchen, and you had just kind of a standard kitchen in to begin with, but now you've gone out and you've gotten all of those big fancy like Sub-Zero or Wolf ranges, and my wife would be very impressed that I remember those.
Yeah, she would be, actually. I'm impressed I'm impressed I even know what you're talking about.
So,
but the cabinets are actually worth more in the house.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, you've upgraded the cabinets, and you've gone from just those typical builder grade type cabinets to where you've had custom cabinets built and measured and put in.
Right.
That can drastically change how your coverage needs to be set on a home. Or
worst case scenario, that house burns down, right?
Worst case scenario, the house burns down. Tornadoes in our area.
And if you don't have the new custom cabinets insured,
if we don't have that accounted for within your dwelling limit, then basically all that's going to happen is they're going to kind of get you back to where
the builder grade.
I
got you. So this is something. Actually, this came up. One of my good friends, a local agent who was on an earlier episode, he mentioned having a good insurance agent professional working with you, and perhaps going over your homeowner's insurance every 2-3 years or so. So that's what we're talking about now.
That's absolutely what we're talking about right now.
Now, he was looking at it from a side of property values going up. So over the last couple years, they've gone insane.
Well, that's true. Now, and what's going on right now is a lot of people are paying for houses that are maybe not what it would take to rebuild. So there's going to be a big difference between what an actual reconstruction costs look like and what a market value looks like.
But that could go either way, though.
It could go either way. The reconstruction, a few years ago, back when I first started, we were seeing the actual home values were less than basically what we would think that it would be to actually rebuild.
I got you.
That house if something, say, fire, tornado, happened, worst case scenario happened. And so it can absolutely go either way. And so we don't ever try to insure to market value. We want to make sure that we insure to what reconstruction cost.
The rebuild
of what's going to happen with that house.
And that includes cleaning up the old house.
That would include debris cleanup and
cleaning up
the
lot.
lot. Yep.
Making it buildable again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot there.
There's a lot.
A lot of moving parts there.
There could be. There could be.
But if something done right, it could easily, quickly, if you've ever built a house, folks, you know you can lose $20,000, $30,000 in the blink of an eye. Where did it go? So on your end, if something isn't done quite right, it would be easy to lose money in a rebuild like that.
It would be. It would be.
Not even talking about personal effects.
Correct.
That's a whole nother part of it.
That's a whole nother part of the, homeowners insurance comes in and basically it's a build out package that gets filed with the State Department of Insurance.
Right.
And so every policy has to have these certain types of coverages in it. So you're going to have every policy will have at least some built in to make sure that it covers personal property. Mm-hmm. And another coverage that you could probably want to look at is what they call loss of use. And so if you had just bought a house and it burns down, mm-hmm. does that mortgage payment go away? No, it doesn't.
That's true.
So you still have to make your mortgage payment, but now you've got to find a place that you can rent temporary. Yeah. So that's where your loss of use coverage would come in. So it would be anything over and above what your personal monthly expenses would look like. So you're still going to have to pay your mortgage.
Right.
So you're not going to get just a year off of doing that.
Right.
So there's standard coverages, but now there's also coverages that you'd want to look at with your insurance professional. And one of the ways that we talk about maybe making up that gap between what rebuild cost would be, reconstruction cost would be, and maybe market value is an extended replacement cost that can be added on to most policies. Usually they run between 125% or 150% of what your coverage A or your dwelling coverage would be on these policies. And basically what that is think of it as an inflation guard or something where, when materials back last year went real crazy and, it was $250 for one 2x4 types of things. Okay. And so having that, you can get an extra 25% or 50% on top of that dwelling coverage that you've already got listed out there.
I got you.
So that's one of those good things to look at and to think about that you can have added on that gives you, again, an extra layer of protection.
I'm with you. Yeah, let's not make a bad situation worse. My home just my house just burnt down. I've been paying homeowners insurance for 20 years, and they're more than happy to build half my house back. But that's what you signed up for.
That's why you got to make sure that you've got somebody that will fully explain what you've got and why you need it.
I know a guy named Nick Greene. I mean, he might be able to help you with that, folks. Just saying. What did we miss, man?
I don't know. We covered a lot.
We did. Well, yeah, that's what we do here, man. We get in, we get out. Don't want to put the people to sleep.
That's true.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on your venture.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man. I got to ask you, because this used to be a joke between us years ago. No, this is good. This is insurance related. Oh, I know plenty of good jokes to ask you, but if homeowners claim on your homeowner's insurance, those are like the most sacred of insurance claims. You save them, correct? You save them for when you really need them.
Sometimes. It depends on what's happened.
But homeowners insurance doesn't cover when the washer and dryer goes out.
That is correct.
Some people think that.
That is true. Homeowners insurance is not a maintenance plan.
Right.
It's for those.
Some think it is.
And we've had to educate people. Many times.
Yeah.
To where it's not. If the washer goes out or if your dishwasher is just old because of wear and tear.
Right.
that's not going to, there's no coverage that's going to be in there for that. And that goes for roofs as well. That's, I know, I think we've
Roofs,
talked.
wow.
Yeah,
Roofs.
I know that could probably be a whole nother.
I'm friends with many roofers. You probably are too. Wonderful people. Now there are storm chasers. I'm sorry, there are. They're not real roofers.
They're not.
They're not. And they sweep through a neighborhood, and everybody in there has storm damage, even on a 23-year-old roof that they insist they can get replaced.
Right.
Sorry.
We could probably do a whole nother.
Well, we got to get you back, man. We got to get you back.
We could probably do a whole nother episode on that one.
The Greene Insurance Podcast. That's a horrible name for a podcast. We got to jazz that up. You need your own podcast, brother.
I don't know.
This would be fun. Oh, this would be fun. Congratulations again, man.
I appreciate it.
Give my best to the much better half, your much better half, and the kids.
Absolutely.
The young one's, what, 8 now?
The youngest is 8. And my oldest is 13.
How did that happen?
13-year-old girl, pray for me.
Oh, I always pray for you. Nick, thank you for coming in. What's that website real quick?
It is greeninsurancegroup.net.
.net. Greeninsurancegroup.net.
That's right.
And you want to get the phone number out? 706. Is that 705?
705.
5004.
That is it.
Folks, talk to my good buddy, Nick Greene. He actually does know what he's talking about. I knew he did. That's why we had him in here. Well, there's my music, Nick. That means I got to go. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. And like I said, give my buddy Nick Greene a call. Good guy, knows his insurance. Thank you, folks. I'm Tom Sheldon. Talk to you soon.